Hey guys, what's up? Mike McDonald here, just coming out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. In today's video, I just want to talk about the concept of the difference really between leadership and management and really a crucial skill. So, if you're missing this crucial skill, it might be why you're lacking the duplication in your team, or maybe why your organization isn't growing as fast as you'd like it to grow. So one concept that you want to have in mind is the idea of just having things come full circle. So when you're explaining a concept to a new team member or people in your business, you want to make sure that you explain the philosophy behind it. Where one thing in management that a lot of people do is they just kind of tell you what to do. They don't tell you why it's going on, and there might be random obscure policies or just different things where you're like, hey, you got to do it this way, or the chairs have to be put right here, or the volume on the TV has to be at this amount. So it's random things that seem to make absolutely no sense. But I think one of the issues that a lot of times people have in their traditional job or whatever, if they're building their home business or network marketing company, is the idea that they're not coming full circle. And that's one thing that you really want to do and emphasize, because you want to develop leaders. You want to empower other people to step up and learn their skills, develop their abilities, and that's what's going to create that duplication in your team. So for example, let's say you're teaching someone, like I remember in my earlier network marketing career, and I would go to big events and they'd be like, just talk to two a day, just talk to two a day, or just hand out 2 DVDs, or hand out this, or just 2 presentations a day. And yes, that's true. You want to be doing that activity every single day. But me, new in the industry, I had no idea what I was doing. So I was like, cool, yeah, I'll go do 2 a day. Great. Like, I'd love to, but I don't know what to say to people. I don't know how to prospect. So it's like, how am I going to find these people to show? And where do I go to? What do I say to my friends so I don't look like an idiot? So there's all these different things that you really need to come full circle with the philosophy. So yes, obviously you want to have that activity every day, but if you don't explain the how and the why and the reasoning behind it, basically the overall philosophy, it's really going to keep your people back. And that's one thing that one of my mentors was really good at that. When I was a few years into the business, I locked arms with some other mentors, and they showed me more specific path. And instead of being like, cool, set the volume to this, or say this to your prospect, or do this when inviting, instead of just saying that, they would come full circle and be like, cool, this is what you're supposed to do, but here's why you want to do it. Here's how that's going to affect your business, and here's what you want to do. So, as a leader in developing your team and empowering other people, you don't want to be just teaching. You don't teach them what to think. So yeah, you can help them learn the invite scripts or different things to say, or how to close, or how to present. Yeah, that's great. But again, make sure that you're not leaving out the philosophy part and why you're doing those things, and coming full circle. Because when you do that, they're going to fully understand. It's going to really create that duplication faster in your business, instead of everyone being like, I don't really know why we're doing this. And it really makes me think of the story where it's like Thanksgiving time, and little girl goes up to her mom. She's like, hey, why do we always cut the ends off the ham, before we cook it? And she's like, I don't know, your grandma always did it, so let's go ask her. They go to grandma, and like, cool, why did you always cut the ends off of the ham? And she's like, I don't know, like, my mom always did it, so we'll have to go ask her. So you go to great grandma, and like, why do we always cut the ends off of the ham before we cook it? She's like, well, when I was raising your kids, my oven was only so big, so I had to cut off the ends to fit it in the oven. So it's like, this whole time, generation after generation, they're cooking this ham, they're just throwing away the perfectly good end pieces because they didn't know the philosophy. They didn't know the reason why they were doing that. They had just been told, hey, before you put the ham in, cut the ends off. Cool, that's what they had always been taught. That's what they knew. Instead of going full circle and being like, hey, this is why it's not going to fit, so we have to cut the ends off. If you had a bigger oven, you could cook the whole thing. So it's a simple thing like that, where that's a funny story, a little, story about that, but that's what really happens all the time in our business too, where we tell people, hey, you got to do this thing, or you got to do this thing, but instead of coming full circle and fully explaining why and the philosophy behind it. So again, a lot of people might question it, or they're not going to go for it, or they won't do it. Or in my case, like when I was new, yeah, I'd love to have shown 2 people a day in my presentation, but I didn't know how to prospect. So I couldn't go out and do that. I wanted to, but I didn't know how to do that. So just a little quick tip for you. So, hopefully you guys got value out of this video. Now, if you did, feel free to comment and share. And then if you are in network marketing, be sure to head over to coachmikemcdonald.com and enter your name and email. You're going to get access to my free audio training, 14 proven keys to inviting for your business. So again, really learn the ins and outs, learn how to prospect. Don't suffer for what I suffered from when, for many years in the industry, not knowing how to prospect. So I didn't know how to show those 2 people a day or those 3 people or 5 people, whatever my results I wanted to create. I learned how to prospect, and that's really one thing that I go over intensely in that free training, the 14 proven keys to inviting. So again, if you want to learn how to prospect and get more people to check out your business, head on over to coachmikemcdonald.com/inviting. But again, really appreciate your guys' time, and we'll look forward to talking to you again soon.